Hello my fitness friends, my name is Natasha. Welcome to a dumbbell HIIT class. You will need a matching set of dumbbells, maybe a couple size options. The first round, we're focusing on the lower body, so you could go heavier. And then the second round, maybe a lighter set for the upper body focused work, like bicep curls, bent over rows, clean press, triceps. So gather up a couple weight sizes, challenge yourself. You can always hit pause if you need more time. You can always repeat sections. We will repeat each of the 3 sections 2 times. Like I said, we have a lower body circuit, upper body, and then we'll end with a core circuit. We're gonna do time drills, 45 seconds of work, 15 seconds rest. Maybe on the last core round, we won't use a timer. We'll just focus on nice controlled movements. All right, let's do a quick warm up and then we'll get started with the time drills. Meet me on your mat. Spread your toes, spread your fingers, stand tall and proud. Take a deep breath in. Big sigh out. Again, deep breath in. And big sigh. Come into your body, into your space. Let go of distractions and expectations on your body. Move with intention and intuitively. Let's take some shoulder circles. Shrug and roll back. Maybe bigger back strokes here. And some crisscross arms. Give yourself a nice loud pat on the back. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hip circles in and out. Balancing on one foot. Starting to activate your core for balance. Couple times here. All the way in and all the way out. Finding that rotation while you're balancing. 2 more. And let's go ahead and kick back. Some hamstring curls here. Try to kick your heel to your butt here. 4, 3, 2. Now toy soldier, toe tap out in front. Little cross swing tap. Long limbs. Exhale, initiate the move from the core. Let's do 4 more here. 4, 3, 2, 1. Give me a wide stance and we'll cross tap down and up, down. Good, reaching for your opposite toe, lengthening. If you need to bend the knees, you can. And then let's go ahead and take it low for some lateral lunges here. Pushing back into your heel, hips back behind the knee. Let's stay on one side. It can be a toe stand variation, and then trying to sink into your heels and onto your toes. Listening to your ankle, of course, and your hips. All right, rock it over to that other side, and then just explore toes, maybe heel dropping, toes, and heel. Feeling the inner thigh stretching as well, hamstrings. We're gonna make our way into a yogi squat. Step 1 foot in, pry those elbows apart, try to lengthen your spine. While we're here, let's circle out our wrists. If it's not comfortable for you to be in yogi squat, feel free to change the pose or just be up on your toes. Wrist circles, nice deep breaths. And finally, let's come into tabletop for a quick set of cat-cow. Rounding, arching. You can keep those toes tucked, lift lower. Round, arch, press into your fingers and toes. 2 more. Curl, tailbone up, lift lower. Round, arch, high. Maybe this time, let's press to a down dog. Pedal, breathe. Press your chest towards your toes, and then come on down and sit on your toes. All right, if there's anything else you want to prep out, a little more on the wrist, some blinking fingers, shaking out, and then let's get started. We start with a lunge to a hinge, and you're gonna hold those heavy dumbbells since they're just right by your sides. All right, friends, just for reference, I'm gonna be using 15-pound weights for the first circuit and 10-pound weights for the second circuit. I'm gonna do a really quick preview on the drills. The first exercise, lunge. You're gonna take those palms in and hinge over the front leg, obviously only going as low as your hamstrings allow. Second round, we're just doing side to side squats. Then we have a burpee with a variation of hand release and an option to jump tuck or jump into a little handstand. You can skip that if you don't like it. And some ski swings. We're gonna ski swing here, hips back, weights back and forth, and then come to standing and lateral side to side curtsy lunges. Let's do this. You will have 11 seconds to pick up those dumbbells. And 6 seconds, grab the set of dumbbells, put your right leg in front, wide stance, go. Down, up, hinge, and rise. Weights by your sides on the lunge. And then dip over, feel the quad, the glutes, and the hamstrings. You get to pick your pace on these time drills. Listen to your body. Hopefully you're blasting some fun music, and I'll probably do some limited cueing so you can just focus on the move. Lunge and hinge. Shoulders over hips. Long spine. Use the breath. Okay, we're going into our squats. If you want to rest the weights on your thighs for a moment, catch your breath, little neck release. Traveling side to side, your weights, maybe they tap the ground, maybe not. Here we go. Sit into your imaginary chair, stand, side to side. If you want to get that heart rate up, you can move a little faster. Keep that form. Booty back in the chair. Next one is the burpee, any style you like. I'm gonna do hand release and a little jump tuck. We do get to put the weights down. So if your grip is starting to fatigue, hang in. 5 more seconds. Okay, set those dumbbells off and out of your way. Shake out your wrists, forearms, and give yourself some space to jump back. Here we go. So burpee, jump back, hand release, jump in, and then up on your hands. And those are just options. All right, hand release if you'd like, little hop to prep, and then hips over your hands. You could jump at the top as well. It could be a full handstand. You get to pick. Whew. Okay. Shake out those hands again. Circle your wrists. Walk it out, especially if you're dizzy. Okay, on the ski swings, you're hinging and you're thrusting the hips forward. 4 and then 4 curtsies. So back, sit. 3, 2, 1, then come up and start to go side to side. Curtsy. That is some sneaky cardio as well on those swings. Listen to your body. Okay, you could keep your shoulders upright on the curtsy, or you could add a hinge and try to touch the ground. Okay, I'm gonna pause this. We are gonna take a quick recovery, whether that is walking around, drinking water, stretching. We'll do that round again, and then we'll move on. Heart rate is probably up there. So So nice calming breaths. You could do some windshield wipers here, hamstring curls, quad stretch. Okay, the only exercise that changes is the first one. We will do the lunge with the left foot in front this time into that 90-90 lunge, and then that hinge, like a deadlift with a wide split stance. Okay, are we ready? Let's get back in. So you want to use the same dumbbell size, at least for the first one, but if you did want to change dumbbell sizes on any of the second, third, or fourth exercises, feel free to grab that now. All right, left foot forward, lunge to that hinge, palms forward, engage your core, shoulders stack. Find that breath and the pace you want to work at, and that could change even within that 45 seconds. Down, up, forward, and rise. Next one are those side-to-side squats. Okay, if you want to put them down for a second, you can, just to shake out your hands. Take some deep breaths, and then scoop them back up. All right, take it side to side. Maybe you touch the ground, step it in. Nice straight back, gaze ahead. Are you breathing? Are you smiling? Almost there. I get to set the weights down for the burpees. Okay, make sure they are out of your way, and you get to pick your style. Again, I'm doing hand release, jumping into either a tuck handstand or a full handstand, or anything in between. Go. You can take or leave all the jumps. One more exercise, and then we're finished with the round. Okay, we have our ski swings. You could go lighter if you want, but if you can do the same dumbbell size, go for it. I was very tempted to pick up those 10s, not gonna do it. Go. Dip, swing on the squat. Then rise it up, take your side to side curtsies. Whew. Heart rate's gonna be high after these last two. Oh my, we got this. Tell yourself you're not tired. You can get water after this. Okay. Whew. Okay. walk around, drink some water, take some stretches. I'll preview those next 4 drills. Okay, my friends, I am going to go to a lighter dumbbell size since we are focusing on some smaller muscle groups and the upper body. You can always change the dumbbell sizing on the second round, or maybe the next time you do the class. First one, 2 regular bicep curls. If you'd like, you could balance on one foot. And then we're just doing a little cross curl, cross curl. And then you could go to the other foot. Palms up biceps, cross biceps. All right, second one, bent over row. You're gonna come up a little bit higher, lateral raise. So lower on the row, elbows back, a little bit higher, still hinged on the lateral row. You could also do one arm at a time if the lateral row feels hard with your sizing. Okay, next one. This one will change just with the leg forward, and if you need extra padding on your back knee, feel free. You're gonna kind of rock into a clean press. And then on the way down, same thing. That rack position, bring it down. So you still can hinge a little bit, or if you want to really just focus on controlled movements, it could be a curl to a press. The clean is just a bit of a thrust that racks the weight, so momentum. And lastly, we'll sit in a straddle. We'll do some tricep dips there. Maybe you just choose one weight, you pull it into the center, and we'll straddle side bend, side to side. All right, that was your recovery. So let's get back. I had to go to my iPad because the laptop died. Here we go, you have 10 seconds for the bicep curls. Pick up your dumbbell size, probably lighter than you did on your leg work. And I think I'll add that balance in. You could take or leave it. Engage your core, curl, curl. And then you take your arms side, maybe touch your shoulder or your armpit, and then you can go to the other leg. Curl, nice and controlled. And then your cross curl. Probably work a little bit slower and controlled. Nice deep breaths to help get you through. I think we'll get 4 rounds in, which is perfect. All right, and if you want to just quickly finish that out. Whew, okay, you could take a second to shake out your biceps, stretch, and then we have our bent over row to lateral raise. All right, pick them back up. Bend over, elbows up, and then come up a little higher, lateral to the side. All right, so down row, a little bit higher. You could put your weights on your quads to set you up there. One of each. Or you could add on to that if you want to do more, or you want to alternate your lateral. That's great too. Bent over row, squeeze your lats and your back muscles, and then we got our deltoids and traps. Core is on to support us. It's going to naturally brace, especially with heavier dumbbells. Kind of forces that core to fire. Okay, we're gonna come down. On the first one, maybe you put your right foot forward and then clean push press. We are using a little momentum. You could go heavier or just stick with the same. All right, whip to your shoulder, pop overhead, shoulder down. You could go for speed here. Work a little quicker if you like, or you could slow things down, like I said, and not use the power from your hips and the momentum, or some of each. Shoulder, press, shoulder, down, pop. You can even hinge a little bit to get the arms up on the push press. A lot of ways to do this. We get to sit on the next one. Okay, come on down. Come to a comfortable seated straddle. If you have tight hamstrings, maybe it's shallower, or you can keep the knees bent. All right, take your arms behind your head, elbows in tight. We're gonna dip, press, dip, and then pull the weights in front, elbow towards thigh or elbow to the ground behind your thigh. All right, let's do it. So we have 2 tricep press, and then 4 side dips, or you could pick your numbers. You could do 4 of the triceps, 2 of the bends, 4 of each. Elbows in, squeeze the back of the arm. Exhale, and then weights in, so it's a little isometric hold here for the biceps. Okay, all right, quick recovery. Our heart rate's not quite as high as in that first round, so we won't take that long in between to go right back into your biceps and your cross bicep curl. All right, let's take a little stretch in the arms, biceps, across shoulders and triceps, and then we'll do this again. The only change on this one is the kneeling will now be with your left foot forward. If you'd like to make any weight size changes, you're more than welcome to. Pretty much on all of them you could. All right, are you ready? Remember, you always have that pause button if you need more time. Otherwise, we have 10 seconds to grab our dumbbells and come back to standing. And you also could do not only a balance, but if you want to change it to a hammerhead curl, you could do that too. So maybe hammer on one foot, and then you take your cross shoulder to shoulder across the body, all right? Or it could be hammer and then palms up. I like that. And then your cross side to side. So we got all the directions. Whew. Feeling it. Oh. Exhale. We can do it. Finish this out. Side. Okay. You might want to set those down really quick to shake out your arms. We have bent over row and lateral raise. Okay, scoop them up. Bend over pretty deep. Elbows back. Then a shallower, and you could do alternating or both at the same time. All right, so we do our row and then come up a little bit for the lateral raise. Come down a little bit more for the row. And then still hinging, squeezing, whew, core, shoulders, traps engaged. Use that breath to power yourself through. If you're struggling, alternate. Okay, quick breather. This time, come down to your left foot forward in the lunge. Feeling some things. All right, we got this. Clean push press. Scoop them up. A little bit of a hinge, rack, press, rack, down. You might want to pick up that pace if you're kind of working with power and momentum. Rack, pop, rack, down, hinging at the hip. If it's bothering your knee, you can come up to standing or pad up the knee a little bit more. That's the breathing. Especially on that power or exertion, we exhale. Actually, we might time the first core circuit and then we won't time the second. Do you want one dumbbell or two on this? Maybe some of each. All right, we have our triceps, press, press. And then our weight to our chest, side dipping, stacking your shoulders, working into the obliques. Pop it up, elbows close to the head. Squeeze the back of the arms. Side dip. You could do 2 and 2. To get more triceps in. If you are holding one dumbbell, if you feel like you're putting more weight in one hand, then make sure you switch which hand is in front. Side and side. All right, take your weights off. I'm not even gonna stop the timer. We're gonna come down to our forearms face up. Elbows push down, chest lifts, and we're gonna pull those knees in. Set yourself up, here we go. We're gonna take little scissor kicks. Split, split. Try not to sink into the shoulders. Now, release your hands behind your head and crisscross. We got it? Twist, twist. Come back to your forearms. Swing your elbows under your shoulders. And then we have our scissor kicks. And swing your hands behind your head. You got your bicycle or crisscross. Roll to your forearms. Split. We could split and pause. You could change it up if you like. Okay. Whew. Wash those knees out. We are still on our back. This time we're gonna roll like a ball and add little rocks. So your hip flexors will be tired and then we'll switch positioning. Okay, like Pilates, round the spine. Roll back and then try to stop your momentum. Roll, freeze. Roll, freeze. Come to a low boat, rock it forward and back. Squeeze your glutes. Squeeze your glutes. Good. Pull the belly down. Now, teaser, we're gonna rock up to a high V. Rock down. Still, you can use momentum. You can even rock straight legs. Kind of playful movements. Rock straight legs. Good. Now, side to side, long boat. Rock it out side to side. Oh, feeling some things. Okay. We need to change positioning. Come down to your forearms. When the timer goes off, we'll lift off our knees. We don't want to go in early, do we? Elbows under shoulders and lift. All right, we're gonna try some leg lifts here. Right, left. Squeeze your shoulders and your belly. Good, now some shoulder, knee towards tricep or shoulders. Good, if you need a moment to stretch, come down into Sphinx. Pull the heart through and then come right back up and start again. Leg lifts. Try to stay low. And then we have our tucks. Come down to Sphinx. And we did it. All right, we're flipping back over. Okay. We're doing a full Pilates roll. Come to seated. Meet me in a fold. Okay, you will want space behind you. Right, lift up nice and tall. Maybe widen your feet a little bit. Roll down with control. Down each part of the vertebrae. Now, when the hands reach over, lift your legs. If you can, pull your toes over your head. They don't have to touch the ground. Roll back down the spine, release the legs a little wider, and then your upper body lifts. Hands up, tuck your chin, curl your shoulders and head up, C-curve, and fold. All right, lift up to stack. Round the spine, control the release. When your head and hands go down, glue into your small at the back, the sacrum. and then try to reverse curl. And we did it. All right, I'm gonna stop the timer. We're gonna take a moment, drink water, breathe, and we're gonna do those a little bit slower and more controlled and not worry about having a timer. All right, meet me on your forearms. Bring your knees up to tabletop. Push your chest through. Let's start with these tucks this time. Tuck your knees to your nose and then split. Tuck your knees, split. We're gonna take our time. We're gonna really focus on engagement. Now, leg splits. 4, pulling your legs as far as you can apart. 3, 2, and 1. Slide your hands behind your head. We could do straight leg, crisscross, or bent knee, or some of each. Exhale each one. And let's come up again. Roll onto your forearms. Pull your knees tightly in, compression, and split. Compress, split, tuck, tuck. Now 4 switches, like you're really trying to engage. Ooh, split and split. Slide your hands behind your head, crisscross. Maybe some bent knee, extending long and resting. All right, wash your knees side to side. Oh, feel the quad, the hip flexor. Internally rotated hip really gets into that quad there. All right, our next one is rolling like a ball. Bent knee, straight legs, and I need to think. And your rocking bolts. My mind just went blank. Okay, here we go. We'll start the rolling like a ball from the bottom, so get your momentum of your hips up with your power of your legs, and then try to balance at the top, breathing. Around the spine, straighten and engage your core. Roll, breathe, roll, breathe. Come to a low boat, and then squeeze right into your core and your glutes to make the movement happen. Good, now we'll rock straight legs. If you can, lift, roll, maybe touch your toes, back, up, how about one more, and high. Now back to your low boat, and we'll take these side to side. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh my God. And rest. Meet me on your forearms when you're ready. I'm gonna spin. And let's take a moment in Sphinx. Now that we're not rushed for time with the timer. You could clasp your hands or just press down, elbows under shoulders, and scoop up and engage your core. I think a cat wants to get in here. All right, lift up into your plank. We'll do some tucks first. Tuck 4, tuck 3, tuck 2, tuck 1. Now leg lift. Squeeze it up. Squeeze it up. Squeeze it up. And lift. I think I don't know what's going on. Let's turn this off. See how many edits I need to do on this class. What I remember. All right, back to your forearm plank. Elbows under shoulders, scoop it in. Let's go to the tucks. Tuck, tuck, tuck. Try to keep your hips down. It's not a dolphin. It's a forearm plank. Leg raise, leg raise, leg raise. How about some rainbow hips? Up and over, up and over. High to low, and saw. Forward, back, forward, back. All right, knees down, child's pose. Breath in and out of the body. And then maybe kneeling, releasing your neck. Okay, we're down to our last exercise, our Pilates roll. We are gonna add some side laying rolls on this one since we have time to slow it down. All right, find me in a seated position. It's a little easier to have the feet a little wider. Take some breaths in a fold. Soften the knees, bend them if you need to. Lift up through a straight spine, stack. Now curl the spine, squeeze the belly round. Lower with control. Hands can stack, head softens. Now lifting the legs, you want to tuck your tailbone so we're on the sacrum. Lift those legs and then you can try to reverse your legs up. Legs back over the hips. Now come to a T. We're gonna press our hands and shoulders into the ground. And you're gonna take your legs sideways to the 45 and then find yourself in a side laying stacked position, okay? Lift back up on your back. Your legs go out 45 degrees and then your shoulders and your hips stack. Squeeze into your back body and come on back. Legs are gonna go forward, maybe wide. Take your arms over your head, tuck your chin, scoop into your core, and try to peel your way back up. Fold it down. And this will be our last one. Feel free to repeat these as many times as you'd like. Stack your spine, engage your quads, tuck your tailbone, roll down with as much control as you can. Shoulders, head, ground into your low back, lift your legs. Take your feet wherever they can go over the head. Lower back down, palms to a T, legs to the 45, one direction, and then stack your shoulders and hips. Squeeze into that side body. More advanced, can you lift your left arm off the mat? This is floppy fish. And lift. I made that name up because that's what it feels like. Legs other way to the 45. Stack your hips and shoulders. Maybe try to pick up your bottom arm. Feel all the wobbles. Squeeze into your core, your whole front to back. And lift. We did it. Hug your knees into your chest. Massage into your back. Little circles in both directions. I hope you like cats because I have one that's trying to get in this room and being loud. All right, rock yourself to seated. Feel free to stretch more. Repeat any sections, and please let me know how the class went. I love to hear from you. Drop a comment so I can reply to you, maybe just a heart in the comments. Thank you. Make sure you're subscribed, you like and share, and I will see you next time.